Good. First degree. Here, like yesterday? Okay. And you know Dr. Osmond and Dr. Ty is taking over for Dr. Chuck.
Feel free to flip on the light if you need to.
Oh, yes, thank you. Okay.
I'm gonna return this page to Dr. Pedro.
Oh, okay.
Yay.
Mhm.
Okay.
You need to sit down on it.
How are you today?
Good.
Yeah, no.
How are you? You are? How did yesterday go?
Good. It wasn't good because of the medicine.
The fluid, do you think it helps? So you're keeping this big. Okay.
Yeah, after the saline drip finished, she got up to get another Nintendo game.
Okay.
And she's gotten to the point, since it's been 3 months, where she sort of preps herself for being wobbly, and we watched her get up and start to do that. But then she started walking, and she went, oh my gosh, I can walk. Like she was very steady.
Okay.
She said she could feel.
She could even put weight on the leg that's been practically useless.
Okay.
She sat up here and played her game. She got her Nintendos out because her fingers had enough dexterity. Not her Nintendos, her Legos out. Fingers had enough dexterity. She
Okay.
played with that. She had a lot of energy. And then about 8 o'clock it started to wear off.
And she was tired again?
She was tired again.
Okay.
She got up to use the restroom. She goes, oh, it's wearing off. I mean, it didn't drop as quickly as it seems to have recovered,
Yeah.
which is good. But I said, show me. And her knee was starting to do this thing again. It was slight. She still hasn't had to get her.
It was
Walker.
as slight as it was when it first started.
Yeah, it's like 3 months ago when the whole thing started happening. So she can feel the difference in her body when it starts to wear off. And then today she slept till like 10:30 because she expended a little energy, more energy than she used to last night.
Okay. They held one of the medications, propranolol, which in retrospect I probably should have thought of because I mean it's kind of hard to predict, but I should have thought of that because she's already on clonidine.
Mhm.
So clonidine affects your blood pressure.
We can take her off clonidine.
Yeah,
We will find another sleep aid.
Does it help her sleep?
Yes.
it does. And which she was starting to have real trouble with insomnia, which was concerning because she was seizing a little bit more because of lack of sleep. So her pediatrician, this was about 2 years ago, put her on clonidine.
No, it was a year.
A year ago, put her on clonidine to help her get consistent good sleep. But
Okay.
we can medicine shop for that, for a different alternative.
I'd rather take her off clonidine and figure out another sleep aid than
Take her off something that helps her muscles.
we'll figure out something to sleep.
Yeah.
We were advised against giving melatonin because after chronic use of melatonin, your body will stop producing it.
Propranolol has its limits. I've been in a situation before where we have to pick which helps more. So propranolol is good for dysautonomia. I think mostly because it helps the migraines.
Mm-hmm.
But it also probably helps even out the heart rate a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I use it for. But she's not even, it'll be a few weeks before we get her up to a good dose of propranolol. You have to,
That's fine. You have to start slow.
Yeah.
Move it up.
yeah, you have to go really slow, especially if they're,
That was the same with her Keppro when we first got her on Keppro. You had to start out slow to build up a level.
Yeah.
So we're well versed in how to build up levels and stuff like that.
We're comfortable with that.
okay. In Fludricort, you don't have to start out slow, but it takes a long time to do anything. So
To get into
hormones in general, so there's the way they work is they change. So some medicines change what molecules do, and that happens immediately.
Mhm.
But things that change what cells do
Mm-hmm.
takes a long time because the cells have to change. So that's what hormones do. So
Mhm.
Florinef, you probably aren't going to notice it today.
Mhm.
Or tomorrow. I'm glad that normal saline helped you better. We have to think of, you remind me of a little girl I met when she was 11, a little bit older than you. Same sort of story. she had dysautonomia. It was wobbly stuff, and then the burning pain and migraines, way too early. She just got how much am I allowed to say? She just got a full ride to St. Thomas, so you can,
Oh yeah, live full life from that, yeah.
so that's great. She emailed me yesterday and told me. I was like, that's amazing. You don't have to go to St. Thomas. I'm just saying. If you wanted to do biology, there's University of Houston or UT. Would you go to UT? You'd probably go to UT.
I went to UT.
That's where Mama went.
You'd probably go to UT.
She wants to be either a marine biologist or an archaeologist.
No, paleontologist.
Paleontologist, sorry.
Yeah, she's very into bones and big animals.
Well, have you been to the Houston Museum?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's one of our
And
favorite
I also
places.
know a bunch about ancient Egypt and how they're mummified.
After the Pompeii exhibit, which she saw, she became obsessed with Earth
And that was 2 years ago.
and natural disasters and how it affects human conditions and all that kind of stuff.
All the books she checks out are mainly nonfiction about Earth, and she's really big into science and history. So we foster that.
Yes, we do whatever we can to feed that addiction.
One time
She wanted for Christmas, she wanted something like a dissection kit of the human body and dissect kits on these animals. It's called Dissect It, and it was pretty cool, and it shows like the full organ.
Discovery makes
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what she wanted for Christmas, but she wasn't able to do it because her fine motor.
Yeah.
She's right side dominant. She's very much. I'm ambidextrous. She's only right-handed, but she can't write with her left hand. She can't do anything with her left hand. She's gotten better, but it's not.
And she was, so those were her worst days. That's what prompted us coming back to the hospital. She was so weak in that arm, she didn't want to play with her science kits.
Okay. So we could do propranolol, but if she's super sensitive and her heart rate gets down to the 40s, I'm probably gonna cut the dose even smaller
Okay.
to 5 milligrams, because I've told you my horror stories about
The saline.
ICU,
Yeah.
and because I'm recommending supportive things in the setting of what I suspect to be an autonomic system that's not working that well. I mean, not, again, non-fatal, non-familial.
Right.
There's fatal familial dysautonomia is called Riley-Day syndrome. You do not have that. That's a whole different, it's extremely rare and a whole different set of symptoms. So for the run-of-the-mill dysautonomia,
Yeah.
There's this stuff that I do that helps, and it has side effects and it has limits. So I have some people that can't tolerate propranolol because they have asthma. So we just use Florinef, and in the past, we just are really aggressive with the water to a degree. So, which reminds me, because Dr. Osmond was reminding me this morning, do you think you know how much water she drinks in a day? Because I heard a lot.
Well, I mean, not to where I feel like she's going to drown herself in water, but she seems to have more thirst than usual.
Bottles, if you had to do like the Ozark, like the 16-ounce bottles.
It used to be we were very strict on she had to drink at least 6 of them a day.
Okay.
Because of the Keppra.
Okay.
We want to keep her liver and kidney function as healthy as possible. We were told from a very young age, water. Now she's up to a whole bunch. So it's like almost 12.
And some of that we can't track because she'll get up in the middle of the night
Yes,
and refill her
cups.
water bottle while we're sleeping.
12 of the Ozark bottles, or
Pretty much, almost. She's very, 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 very thirsty. And here's the other thing. She puts salt in her cereal, salt in her water, salt on top of pickles. We have had to lock the salt away because we were concerned of...
I couldn't find it the other day and it was in her room.
Yeah, we've had to. In fact, we're at the point now. We're out of Morton salt, and I refuse to buy anymore.
What, you guys talked about a powder that
Liquid IV.
temporarily helps.
The liquid IV, it just boosts the hydration in your water. You add it to your water.
You've never heard of it?
Yes,
We
So
we
people
have it a
already-
lot because she owns a pressure washing business and works outdoors during the summer, so this helps her stay even more hydrated.
okay.
So we already had some, and when she was back in September passing out due to dehydration, because that's when she was throwing up all the time, we started giving her liquid IV to try and help keep her levels up.
What-
It didn't do as much as it needed to. We still ended up having to go to the ER, but we've kept it up
Mm,
to just because we figured it couldn't hurt.
okay.
Here's what it is. This is the.
It's just a powder.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It has anyway, well, this is what it looks like. It's been touted by news and some doctors about its hydration.
So I'm trying to zoom out.
Yeah,
It has like
What is it?
potassium, sodium.
Okay,
supplements.
can
When-
you show me the nutrition?
Yes.
Does
I-
it, does it make you feel better when you drink it?
It was
does.
magnified
Okay.
a lot. We couldn't see
Yeah,
exactly
let me
what
see.
it was.
Sometimes we'll get up, we have to sort of like sort of chemistry set a regimen, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow too many dysautonomia patients anymore, only a couple of very severe ones who needed a lot of help, and okay, that's pretty good.
Sodium 500.
That's pretty good.
22%.
Okay, so that's not too much, but it's a good amount. Okay.
well, we only let her have one of those.
Well, it's not that much salt.
But here's the thing: is it's also my experience has been it's also diuretic if you have too much.
Yeah.
Let me see. B6.
These are a lot, BI,
Oh yeah.
but I mean, they can just.
But these are all vitamin
Yeah,
soluble.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or water soluble, excuse me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's one. I have some people that do like any of these salt-based pre-workouts or post-workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Gatorade is not so good.
We
Yeah.
don't do Gatorade as much
Okay.
in the
Yeah,
house.
Gatorade's not so good. And my rule is if you do Gatorade, you have to mix it half and half with
Mhm.
water because it's not formulated in a way.
She's like a drunk and loves pickleback shots without the whiskey.
okay.
Okay. She will drink.
Stop.
She will drink pickle juice.
Sometimes that's gross. Okay.
Sorry, don't judge me.
One of the other weird things she's been
Okay,
doing
okay.
is she craves Vienna sausage because they're so salty.
Mm.
But she'll drink the meat juice, then put
It's
pickle
so
juice inside the
gross.
Vienna sausage and continue to drink that because of the salt content in there.
Okay. We just have to, you know, because she still has a normal person's kidneys, but maybe not so. You are a normal person. We're a normal person, but maybe.
You can hurt your kidneys if you have
Yeah.
too. That's why
So
Mom and I
that's
get
what-
on to you.
That's what
It's-
I'm getting at.
Got to the point where when we caught her doing all this crap, we went, stop. You know, this is not good for you. But the craving seems to be so strong that she finds, because she's not a toddler, we can't contain her. She has a mind and will of her own when we're not looking, or when we're sleeping, or when we're preoccupied. She just helps herself. She doesn't ask for permission anymore. And catching it after the fact is no good.
We have adopted a rule in our house now. This has just been enacted with the past week and a half. If she wants a snack, she has to ask us. We have to supervise it to make sure she's not trying to add.
She's not ODing herself on anything bad, you know, basically. But
No, it's not bad, and my rule of thumb is like when you're a child. So salt, the change in hypertension when you change your salt is pretty fast. So the DASH diet comes down. If you change the salt, your hypertension rate comes down, and the reality is the amount of bad long-term effects on the cardiovascular system in terms of carotid plaques and heart plaques and blah 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 are probably pretty negligible at this age. There's some people think that the injury does start even when you're a fetus. You can see cholesterol streaks on fetal aortas, but it's, you know, if you're talking about all the negative social and psychiatric and psychological effects of missing school and blah blah blah, from low blood pressure and feeling bad and low heart rate, compared to a potential theoretical risk of having maybe needing a statin for your cholesterol when you're older, I'd say that's the worst one.
No, and I agree with that. She misses it.
Yeah. So what my suggestion would be, the dysautonomia sort of guru who just retired, who trained me and Dr. Langford, Dr. Butler. I heard him have the talk over and over, and people would ask how much salt, and he would always say as much as you can, and that may be too much. If that makes sense. But we have to find what the balance is, right? So we give a normal saline bolus, she's up for 12 hours, we're like, all right, okay, there's the answer. Now we just have to play the balancing game with what is not really, which is sort of an unwinnable game sometimes, because you do salt by mouth, it helps, but you have to deal with the realistic side effects of there's such a thing as too much. Most people can't get there, or don't get there. So what I would suggest is, and I don't know how expensive liquid IV is, or if it's prohibitively expensive, but you don't have to do liquid IV. There's all sorts of stuff that has 500 milligrams of sodium that you can say, okay, every morning, what I tell migraineurs is to every morning wake up, do your packet of whatever, and you just drink the whole thing immediately. That's the first thing you do, and ideally before you get out of bed and stand up, and you give it a second to settle. If you can do it while you're sitting, that'd be great. If not, that's okay.
Yeah, we can have like a morning bottle of water for her
Yes.
already set to go that she can reach for when she wakes up.
Yeah, with some electrolytes.
Yeah, we can absolutely
You can-
handle that. Does that sound like something you can do?
Okay. That would probably set you on the right path for the day, and I would expect would give you some more energy and would help the migraines. Sleep, we're okay on sleep. We get enough sleep at night, no snoring.
No, she snores a little bit, but not
Yeah,
Not loud.
not to be concerning.
It
Still have
depends on
tonsils?
It depends on her
She
level of
does.
activity.
She has tonsils.
Yes. Yeah, it depends on her level of activity. If she's worn the hell out, it sounds like a grizzly bear in there. But normally,
Okay.
she's fine.
Okay.
She doesn't have like sleep apnea or anything like that. Just normal.
Not that we've
We
observed.
ate
Hey.
salty stuff already? Sorry. We
She
ate
had-
salty stuff already
There's
today?
not salty there.
Okay.
No, a local donut shop.
Okay. No,
It's something nice for her.
Sorry for interrupting. Go
You're
ahead.
gonna. The only other time she snores is when she's got like a sinus. So
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
Okay.
Switch their mouth open.
So here's what I would suggest. And there's some people that they have their breakthroughs and they have to come to the ER sometimes and get saline. The hope is like as little as possible because you want to live your life. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
so what I would recommend next is we stay on this dose of Florinef. We start 5 milligrams of propanolol.
Mhm.
Stop the clonidine.
Okay.
Has she missed doses of clonidine before?
Mhm.
Does she sleep?
No, not without sleep.
It's hard. Yeah.
Especially with how much pain she's been at night with all this going on. We actually had to have her dose up because she couldn't go to sleep with it. She'd come to us crying, my head hurts, my back hurts. There's too much sound, there's too much noise, there's too much light. So the clonidine helped her get to sleep. So she didn't continue to the migraines.
And I sleep in pitch dark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has to have blackout curtains, all that.
Yeah, we sort of have to. We'll have to pick because of it. Propanolol could probably help you sleep. It's
Bless
just
you.
it doesn't work quite the same, but it would probably help you sleep. if you're-
We're okay with it. We
Okay.
will.
Summer, what we're talking about, I want you to understand this, is the medicine that he thinks might help you in your muscles and your energy shouldn't be taken with your clonidine, which is what helps you sleep. We are saying that we think we would rather try you not having the clonidine and taking the other medicine, and then if you still have trouble sleeping, trying to find something that works well with that medicine. But we want to try and fix your muscles more than we want you falling asleep real well right now. Like we can look for a different medicine if it continues to be a problem. Are you okay with that?
Okay.
Yeah, does that sound good to you? Okay. Because right now, Mom and I think you risking a night or two of sleep is preferred to you continuing not being able to use your muscles.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now let's try to see how it goes.
Yeah, because if we get you well enough, you can start rollerblading and hoverboarding.
Well, and then you might not have as big a need for the quantity.
Yeah. And oh, guess what? I just figured out there's nothing to do with the subject. These two match.
Yes, they do. Look at that.
I know that has nothing to do with the subject, but I just.
It's an observation. I got you.
It's all right. 1, 2, 3, squirrel.
We have a bit of ADHD.
Okay.
Focus.
Yeah.
Okay, so same promise, same agreement as before. I'll do my best, and I'm not the world's best doctor. I'm a doctor, and so we're gonna do everything in my understanding of what helps. Okay, and we found something that made you feel a lot better. So I think that means we're on the right path, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. Okay.
Are you tired?
What do you think?
Yes.
Are you tired?
No.
Your eyes are a little droopy.
That's just how they are.
This is how they are.
Yeah,
That's how
right.
they are when I don't have that medicine.
She's like a crack feed for that already. She's like, giving me more.
More.
She felt so.
We're gonna see if we can get it for you in such a way that it's not coming through your veins.
Yeah,
And
maybe like
I think
pill
we're,
form.
I think we're closing in on it. Well, I think, yeah, it's just by water and salt, and that's all you got.